Groom Time, 924 East Hope. You know, we was going to have another discussion tonight, and I'm going to introduce my friends. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Alicia. I'm here from P-Town.
Tell them, oh, I'm sorry. She owns the business next door. Tell them about yourself and what you do.
I have the honor of being next door to Groom Time, and I have a holistic wellness shop here where we sell natural herbs, teas, CBD remedies, and pretty much everything all natural.
I don't know where it's at.
And it's at 922 Whole Avenue.
You got the Instagram?
At Pacha Mama's Remedies.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Jenny.
Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block. I'm an artist and a chef.
There we go.
My name is Justin. I work in healthcare. I'm a long-time customer of Groom Time here, and I just happen to be here chilling with them.
All right. So, you know, today I was thinking that since we had a wellness group and everything here, I wanted to know about how do you feel about, you said you mentioned CBD oil. How do you think, and I know you're a youngster, so I don't even know how old you are actually, but how have you seen the marijuana industry, the cannabis industry from your life, how it came out of the dark back room into the mainstream corporate? How have you seen it change now?
Dang. Well, just from the last few decades, it's always been a medicine, a plant that's been around me because I have people in my family who use it. And I've seen it in many forms, like using it as topicals. So, but there's always a lot of like hush-hush, or I still had that negative stigma. So I think since within the last 2 years, now that they actually have legalized it and different states are starting to allow it, people are, their minds are becoming more open to it, and they're starting to see like, okay, it's a thing. And of course, the industry is a whole other subject of how much money has been made and how much is being invested into it, as it is going to be a field that's growing at a rapid rate. But yeah, I'm pro-cannabis, and I just see the uses of it, and hemp as well, which I think is very exciting.
Tell me some of the things you can do with hemp.
So hemp was like the original use of being able to use it. We used to and still do build houses. We would make clothes with hemp. We would use it for all the fibers and the stems, and pretty much to just build everything. Baskets for clothes, I said clothes already, and then medicines. Being able to eat it in our daily salads, drinking it, because the leaves hold a lot of fibers and medicine in them too. So hemp is amazing, and then the cannabis as well.
They used to make clothes with hemp.
Yes.
Instead of cotton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hemp, it's so sturdy, it grows in abundance, and yeah, so it's definitely a shift of, yeah.
So when you say it's coming into the money thing, it's kind of like the corporations, you mean, are starting to get it involved?
Yeah, corporations definitely, they've been planning and waiting for them to stick their hands in there, but that's inevitable. Of course they're going to, because they run half of this. But I think there's a lot of programs and things that we need to, for people who've been growing and connected to these plants and been doing this for decades, having that opportunity, cannabis equity programs and things to allow us to grow and make that money too. And also need to be programs. I'm pro, like, it's cool because I'm glad people are open to it, but it makes me mad because there needs to be like some justice reform and the people who are in prisons for like having basic things. So I think like before they keep on doing all this, like we need to have that equal amount of energy going into it.
Slow it down so these people that was just with this little bit of weed that they got in trouble for.
Yeah, having an eighth on them.
Yeah. And they still in jail, but yeah, we legalizing it on this end.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
Because they didn't have the papers, you know. And
hey Jay, so you coming from a different part of the medical field. You coming from the hospital, not the holistic. You coming? How does that affect the marijuana in the hospital settings?
I mean, you know, you see,
Lie, I'm telling you.
you don't really see marijuana cases like that. Sometimes there is a few cases where we believe a patient might have smoked some marijuana or something like that, and you know, had a trip out because it has been known to cause a little bit of psychosis at times, you know. But it also depends on the patient. A lot of times there's psychiatric patients, you know, they're mixing cannabis with, you know, their psych medications, or they've been deprived of their psych medications and decide to, you know, smoke cannabis instead. You know, different cases vary.
But you're saying it's nobody really coming in there on 911 in the emergency room because they smoked too much marijuana. What about that edible stuff?
Now, I'm not saying no. It has happened, you know, but you know, yeah.
What about that edible stuff? Because that one.
Edibles, yes. We have people coming in saying they ate an edible and kind of, you know, freaked out. They have elevated heart rates. You know, their blood pressure is a little high. You know, mostly from anxiety. So it happens. I can't say that it doesn't.
You know, I was just thinking because we got another person that's going to join the panel right now. And he come on in, and he
special guest panel. I was in the back.
He's a barber here. Introduce yourself.
Oh, how y'all doing? My name is Animosity. Work at Groom time for a couple years, man. You know how I go.
Right. And so, because he's been familiar, he can tell his own story. So, how long have you been in cannabis, knowing about the cannabis and doing the cannabis and in that field, affiliated with it?
Man,
And your expertise in it.
I don't really got too much expertise. I just know a little, couple things.
Like?
Yeah, I like to smoke. Yeah, that's it, man, you know.
How long have you been smoking?
I ain't gonna say but about 15 years. So, yeah, that ain't nothing crazy. Yeah, man, I got late. I was late. Yeah.
So you think they should legalize it, or was it better when it was not legal?
I mean, the legalization, it's cool just for us, as far as people. You know what I mean? As we get to ride around with it, but I mean, as far as the sales, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a street market. It went from street market to now the community. So, I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to kind of tax that with a lot of things going on. You know, when a lot of people can grow different type of ways. So.
Yeah, I'm sure the game has changed a little bit.
You know what I mean? So,
Jenny, how long have you been, you know, experimenting, I can say?
For a couple of years now.
Couple years?
Since like I was 24, about 24.
24?
Yeah.
You like the edibles, or you like the tea, or you like the back rub, the CBD oil?
Their CBD rubs are, yeah, they're really good.
So what all kind of CBDs do you make?
I make tinctures too, like with CBD tinctures, and I'll mix it with other herbs specifically. So if it's like for the nervous system, or if someone has like anxiousness, then I'll put the CBD hemp, and then I'll mix it with other herbs like valerian root or passion flower. So those work with the nervous system, with the mind as well. So it's like a good combination. So those I do like custom, but I'm gonna start putting more of just like those two, because a lot of people out here just stressed and anxious, and that's what it is, you know, and that's the number one thing, and it's like that's why most of the time people, and it's because out here in this world they got us running and like on the hamster wheel, and we just need to hop off and chill, you know. So that's CBD and these herbs though.
marijuana.
That was good.
Yeah, marijuana.
The hamster wheel. Chill. Y'all heard that? I like that.
It's a relaxed medicine. That's for sure.
So that was.
So you remember back in the days, it was more like, oh, they over there smoking weed. When you see that now, you don't even know. There's no stigma on it to you.
I feel like it's left a lot. Sometimes, more so. I'm like, damn, people can smoke cigarettes, but we can't smoke place out here, you know?
Drink alcohol.
Or you can drink alcohol. We can't have a simple, this is my medicine. But, I get it, so I'm just like, I don't know.
Well,
Touch too much.
the world's evolving.
What about at work? Like, so if they legalize it, right, and it was legal, and like everybody said, what about if I took my little coffee break or whatever and went outside smoking blunt? Is that acceptable?
It should be.
Yeah.
What about the teacher at your kid's school?
If
It depends on what you
It
do.
depends. Yeah. You gotta break it down.
Might have an obligation.
What you
can't-
do
you
and
have
the
to, you have
person.
to treat it, I'm sure, like
Is it
alcohol,
pleasure?
something like that.
Is it?
What you can't do alcohol like
What
that.
do you consider?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But
So you have to treat it
what
like
can you
alcohol.
consider it as? It's a pleasure, like a
It might
party.
be a-
Like when you smoke, it's like more
medicine?
Leslie
They
is
say like
after.
medicine?
It's really after your business. Really,
Your day is
after your
over.
day is over. But
You
a lot
said
of
for
people.
you,
But a lot of people. Oh, man.
It'd
Well,
be
you
hard to
can't
take
you
a
can't
break
put me in the
if
same.
you're in,
you know,
my line of work or doctors.
Yeah, well, I mean,
something like
it
that,
just depends on what type of occupation. It depends on what type of occupation.
You gotta go do a surgery, you gotta go work with some patient, do something serious. You can't.
But you
can't
got
be
a lot of
embarrassed.
people-
It's the same as alcohol.
Yeah, but you got a lot of people
You gotta be responsible.
who
You know.
who are in the hair business, who do hair, cut hair, and they may need to chill out a little bit and go outside and hit the weed for 5 minutes or two, and then come back in. Sometimes it opens your mind up, man. A lot of
I agree.
for artists, people draw all types
Oh, no,
of music, so a lot of people use it for.
What's his name? You remember I had this one client, and his wife was a housewife, like Betty Homemaker, with the little babies around, and he said he used to come and get some weed sometimes, and he used to say, because for his wife, because she got to step out on the patio because of the kid.
Yeah, I mean,
They were driving her crazy sometimes, 3 little kids, and she would go outside and smoke, and then come back in and do it with the kids.
Yes, more mothers should smoke
At the house all day long. So she understood what some people already know, you know what I'm saying? He said, man, she had to go outside and smoke her, but
a lot of women have desire.
the kids screaming and crying and anxiety and headache and menstrual cramp or something like that, they were saying.
But to each his own. I don't particularly partake in marijuana smoking anymore. It's been some years. It just depends on what you do and what you're doing.
Well, I smoke, so I don't have no.
I don't discredit anybody. I think everybody.
I casually smoke
nothing wrong with it.
myself. I'm self-employed, and that's why I did that. I knew that I didn't want to be responsible for taking urine tests and all these different things. I didn't want to. I never wanted to go on.
I don't have anything against it.
I didn't want to go in a system where you take a test and now you're dirty and all of that. I didn't want to do all that. I could look at the camera and say,
it's more of
it's
a,
not
like,
it's
it's
not
like
like
a hobby now, though. It's a hobby where how they set it up and how you got your tray and your scissors and your blunts and how you break down the weed and roll it up. It's like more of a hobby now. It ain't just.
I can see how it can be a habitual habit, but sometimes it's like what you said. The stress of just these people pulling on the door and just cutting you off when you're driving. And the chicken lady didn't get your order right. You're like, you know what? You better be glad I smoked bud. I would should. If I didn't have I would have cussed you out. Like I'm chilling right now, whatever. At Walmart, the machine not working right. You're like, it's taking everybody else's money but your dollar. You're not like, okay. Sometimes I think, I'm glad that I'm chilling. I'm glad that I'm chilling.
Then, the culture of the weed can change now. A lot of people smoking fire, OG. Now it's hybrid.
I tell you this. I know it's a lot more prevalent than when I was growing up. It's a lot more common.
So do you think they should have when we go to a smoking area at a restaurant or something like that, where they smoke cigarettes, it'd be just okay to smoke weed?
They let you smoke?
No, because it's not everybody's preference.
In
cigarettes
California,
definitely.
in California.
No, but you gotta
not everybody.
You gotta realize though, California is a state that you can't just smoke everywhere in public places. You have to remember that.
I understand that.
Yeah. It wasn't once like that when we were growing up.
If it's not a school public area, you can pretty much smoke.
No, you can't.
Shit,
Why you can't?
Why you can't?
I don't believe that.
I'm gonna tell you just like this.
People just do it.
Hey man, if it's in California, if it says smoking area,
yeah, that's
pretty
different.
much can smoke some weed there too. And if it don't say smoking area, you pretty much can smoke there. It'll tell you not to smoke there though. It has signs that tell you. Just like the liquor store. It's just like the liquor store. You go to the liquor store.
Never seen a sign that says that.
One at a time.
If you smoke marijuana, then you just smoke marijuana. Then you just usually people just smoke it wherever they want to.
But it's like the liquor store. It got a sign say no trespassing, no this and no that. It's the same thing. It's like, if they don't want you smoking, and that as far as cigarettes, so the smoking is smoking in my eyes. You feel what I'm saying? So if it say no smoking, that means for everything. Vape pens, whatever you got going on.
Like I said, usually it's a common thing.
So if it says smoking area, that means
everything.
Right.
They gotta specify weed.
Yeah, weed, not crack or none of that. Shit,
Well, the crackhead gonna try to have a little argument.
He gonna tell us and say, "Why I can't smoke?" Like, man, come on, man.
That's what it's gonna come down to. If they want to smoke, they'll smoke.
This not medicine.
So
he'll argue down. That's his medicine too.
I mean, they say smoking area. How you gonna argue it down if they say
smoking? It's gonna
area?
stop. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. So, would you with the CBD? I was gonna ask you, make any soaps?
I don't have any CBD soaps right now. That's a good one. I had someone who was making them, but yeah, I gotta get on the soaps.
Yes.
It's the oils right now. Massage oils, body, and then the CBD body rubs and tinctures. Yeah, soaps. Thank you. Go ahead.
And when you said artist, you do sculpting, or you do painting, or you do performing arts? I didn't know.
I like that little move.
The little performing art. Whoa.
Oh yes, I'm a dancer too, but painting.
Okay.
I like to express myself in a multitude of ways.
So you like landscape or portrait type stuff, or?
Yeah, I like to do multiple stuff. Yeah.
Diverse.
Yeah.
You can paint like houses and landscape, flowers and all that stuff.
Still portrait.
Yeah, and then I was
One right now.
yeah, then like still portraits. You did, over there, huh?
If you can do still portraits, you good. I know that.
Yeah.
We draw you going to use the wall. Just use the wall.
Yeah, she's incredible. You can get lost in her paintings. In the good way, like just lost into all the colors and yeah.
Do you have an Instagram? You need to probably throw that out there.
Jenny Fleur with 3 eyes.
She said what?
Jenny Fleur.
Jennifer.
Jenny Fleur.
Jenny Fleur.
Flirt.
You have to spell that out for him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess
spell that out for him, Jenny. You have to spell that out for him.
F-U-R-R.
It might be
Jenny for the block. You know what it is.
She said 3 eyes too.
You know what it is. Jenny for the block.
You better spell that out for them, Jenny, so they don't get no confusion.
It's Jenii.
said I was going to work for myself. But what really pushed me was after working in like the social service fields and just seeing a lot of these Western band-aid fixes, whether it came to just the systems, the medicines, things, I just was tired. And
You
also
said what?
Western band.
Yeah, Western.
medicine
Okay.
system.
Okay.
Yeah, and just a lot of family members that I've seen death since I was so young. But it's just like, I'm always like, why are they dying so young? Like, we're meant to live for longer than our people have. And just going back into my ancestors, seeing like, we used to be able to live to like 150 plus. Now I say that and joke, and they're like, no, but really we were, and then it just got shorter and shorter, and a lot comes down to like what we eat. And I've just been on a journey of healing myself from my own ailments and things, and hemp and cannabis were a plant that like helped me a lot along my way. And I've just used, we make a liniment. That's what my grandma would use the cannabis leaves and put it with other herbs, and then you put it on top if you get gout or inflammation, arthritis, and just leaving that on there will like take the pain away. So that's what I would just use all the time.
So being that you said the Western civilization, where would that be inspired from?
Europe.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, a lot of the West.
Europe. Okay.
Right?
The Indian land.
Wait, Westerns. Oh, what? Oh, what are they inspired by? You're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, well, a lot of them they're inspired by here, the natives too, California, Mexico, Mesoamerica, and our ways. But they kind of just a lot of twists with it, and even with cannabis, and even with the mushroom movement that's gonna come. You know, it's like.
I don't know nothing about the mushroom.
I didn't hear about the mushroom.
They're gonna start sharing how healing mushrooms are, and they're gonna start to be more like marijuana. How once they were like, no, it's bad, but now everyone's gonna eventually.
I've never done shrooms. I smoked a little marijuana in college. But I never did the
Mushrooms
shrooms.
is a different type
It's a
of
different-
opium that would.
And every time I've heard about it, it hasn't been a good experience.
Yeah,
And I heard about it twice. With two people I know. One guy got butt naked in the dormitory hallway.
Wow.
And then another dude, I saw this personally. We was playing video games. And he just threw the controller. He said it was consuming him. As in, he was trying to eat him.
That's real. That's crazy. But yeah.
Ever since then, I've never been curious about doing shrooms.
I can see how.
So I don't really know about shrooms.
Yeah, that's where it does.
Don't you know when I was a kid?
But I remember
When I was a kid coming up, I was born in 1966, and it was always stay away from a damn mushroom. You see that? We grew up, no mushroom. What the hell's wrong with you? A mushroom. So when y'all even came out with that mushroom stuff, I knew I wasn't even gonna be no experiment for me. It's not a mushroom.
Me too. I heard about the butt nakedness in the hallway. I was good on that. I also hear it depends on the person though.
Yeah, it depends on a lot of things.
You say that right now,
but again, I'm not experienced with any of
You
that.
say that right now, but
I can't call
you
it.
wondering how they got to that moon.
I just know when I go to the grocery store, they got the big portobello one.
Eat one of them shrooms. Open that third portal up.
Hell, I know that ain't the poison one. I don't know the difference when I look at them, so I'm like, nah. Give me the can one.
Mushrooms are the most ancient things when you think about it.
Now I know they're natural.
Yeah.
I know that.
Fungus.
Yeah.
They can kill you.
Mycelium.
They fungus and they can kill you.
They're the connection to our entire being. We wouldn't be here without mushrooms.
Wow.
For
Stop
real.
it. Take me on that journey real quick. Take me on that journey real quick.
What it do?
Take me on that journey. I need to hear that.
Because mushrooms, they're the roots, below the roots of like everything that grows. It's a whole network with like thousands of interconnecting vines basically and they're all connected together, and they're what help bring the oxygen and everything throughout the entire earth, and like have pretty much all the life and the microbes, and then they come up all the way up. That's like so magic because they come from the deepest core of earth, so it holds all the knowledge and the wisdom of our earth. and then they come up and they have all this minerals and benefits for us, and they're like, hello. But we were taught to not connect to the mushrooms because they hold so much medicine. And when you learn more about the mushrooms, you'll realize how much they are good for our brain. They're good because they have high magnesium, selenium. There are hallucinogenic mushrooms. Those are like separate. There's good ones we can eat, of course.
Yeah,
we can eat the ones of psilocybin, and those can be, you know, very...
Many types of mushrooms.
But there's many types of mushrooms.
From the balance out there.
So that's a whole other thing. I know we kind of...
When they grow in the yard, they told me, stay away from that, you die.
So.
I always stay away from mushrooms.
That's how they got to that moon.
Yeah, that's how. You got to the moon with a mushroom?
I said that's how they got to the moon.
Mushroom.
Whatever they used to open that third
So
line.
Neil Armstrong was on NASA eating mushrooms. No, on the
I'm not
NASA
gonna say
ship.
that. I'm not gonna say that. But I'm gonna say the person that made and designed.
They came up with the idea to let's go to the moon.
Come on, man.
Okay.
These drugs ain't around just to
He
be
was on
around.
hallucinogenic.
Yeah.
Some of these people use
Because when
drugs
Steve
to
Jobs
open
was
that
on that computer,
Hitting the shrooms.
thing.
Hey, man,
Just keeping it
you have to
real.
think way out.
It's just like music. Same thing with the music. A lot of people use
The
special
artist is on
drugs.
shrooms too.
I ain't gonna say they on shrooms. They could be on harder drugs, but whatever opens
He
up
said
that
harder
third
drugs.
one, they could be
what's
on
harder than
drugs.
shrooms?
There's a lot of shit harder than shrooms.
It's
Heroin.
everything, you know.
Yeah. But that's a whole
Opioid.
other category.
Yeah, just a
Shit,
whole-
That's another category.
That shit'll have you exactly. That shit'll tell you what to do.
Yeah,
Shroom
Yeah.
is bad too.
Yeah, we're not gonna eat today.
No.
Yeah, shroom will make your heart stop.
No.
I don't know.
And this is why we have to
It's
get
more of a hallucinogen. The
Really?
shroom. Yeah,
but a
the
lot
shroom.
of people do use
It's more of a
different
hallucinogen.
type of opiates.
Because you gotta remember it's a
That
natural
tone.
thing.
That tone
It's different
wave.
from Earth.
Yeah.
No, not me.
It's more just hallucinogenics. But I don't want to do anything that alters my mind.
So really,
I do drink.
But
occasionally.
we're talking about cannabis right
we
now.
were talking about cannabis,
Well,
right?
we could talk about both.
No,
Both
we
are
don't need
medicine,
to.
both come
Thanks
from
for
Earth.
refocusing because you just opened my
I know.
mind.
I know. I got excited because I'm such a mycelium mushroom.
So be on the
we made a
lookout for the
song
mushroom movement.
about
Oh, that's where when I was saying, how do we get on the mushroom?
And just remind
She
people
said the
that
mushroom movement.
all of these medicines, including cannabis, have always been used by our lineages for thousands of years. There was a few times where we were, separated from these plants and from these medicines, but we're in a time now where we're able to come and reclaim our relationship with these plants and with these things, and change our perspectives, be more open to it, and it's a beautiful thing. There's pros and cons, like these effing corporations, they're annoying, and of course we want to
Change
burn
our
them down,
relationships.
but,
Well, it has.
Yeah.
Even with the...
Hey, and I
Well, you
can
had
kind of.
to start off with the hippie movement.
Yeah, and I can kind of piggyback on that because a good friend of mine, a Hispanic guy, his grandmother, okay? His grandmother has, she makes some medicine with marijuana leaves and alcohol, okay? I can attest to this. And my mom can too. My mom has to smoke. My mom's almost 70 years old. Well, she is 70 years old, actually. And she hasn't smoked weed in maybe 40 plus years. Okay? She's not, a marijuana person. However, she has arthritis in her knees. Okay? So, a friend of mine, grandmother, makes this medicinal weed with the alcohol, and she rubs it on her knees. Feels great. She loves it. And it's now a common thing for years. She'll have the friend of mine's grandmother make some. She'll send her bottles and bottles at a time. Yeah, she loves it.
Messing with me, man.
She loves it. Works better than any medication, that she has. This is per my mom. So I can't say that.
Somebody told me before that they took the galls, and they put just the weed plant and the leaf on the galls, and they tape it to it and it stopped the pain. Just like a patch. And just always put it right there all the time. And just start absorbing, I guess.
Yeah, it does a thing.
I don't know.
Just please. There's a lot of plants.
So what about in health and beauty? What do you see in that?
In health and beauty, I think with CBD, with like more hemp coming up, that people don't want to have cannabis because of THC, and it's more like it's. I look at THC like as a psychedelic, really, because it opens you up, it opens your senses. Yeah, it makes you chill, it helps your nervous system, but in mass, it's like you become very in tune with yourself in ways you can. But if people don't like, because there's strains, of course, that can people get like anxious even from that, or I don't know. But hemp CBD is good because we have a whole endocannabinoid system in our body. So it's like
what system?
An endocannabinoid system
What does
in
that
our
mean?
body. So how CBD and like CBG and all of these different compounds of the plant. THC is another like the one that we know most of. So it's basically different compositions of the plant that go to when we consume it. It's like filling in these spaces in our body. It's one of our systems. So we have a whole system that works with our nervous system, basically. So it sends the system like messages to our brain so that we're able to function properly. We're energized. We're able to think. So it literally is helping us mentally, physically, emotionally. We might be feeling like can't think straight, but it's like we're just low on minerals, and a lot of time that's the case. And so that's something that I didn't learn until more recently, and I'm just so amazed. I was like, man, no wonder why they wanted to keep us away from this medicine for so long, because we literally have a whole system that
Do
needs
something to the
that.
mind too.
And again, hemp has been used for building our houses, everything for thousands of years. So it's cool.
So Jenny, sitting next to her, you absorbing all of this information all of the time, right? How do you use it in art?
It really just helps me like focus on my just imagination and just the paintbrush kind of grabs me and just connecting with the plant and the spirit and just.
I like that. That's some real artist shit. The
She ain't
paintbrush
worried
guys.
about she ain't worried about
I like
the
that.
moms.
Yeah. The paintbrush takes you where you need to be.
So do you drink?
No, not really. If I do, it's like for a celebration or something, and it'll be like a tequila or tabasco or something, or
Just for the toast.
something fresh. But nah, cannabis and these other plants I just be sipping on. Or if it's honey wine or wine.
What is honey wine?
Honey wine.
Honey
I never
wine
heard
is-
that. What is that?
I gotta throw a shout out
Educate
to
us,
my
educate
friend at Portable Roots, and he makes honey wine. It's basically wine, but made with honey. So the whole process of fermentation with blueberries or different herbs he'll put in and let it sit
Like
for
it's like an
60
infusion
days.
with the honey?
Yeah,
That sounds interesting. Very
and honey
interesting.
has been used too for so many thousands of
Zillion
years.
this year.
Zillions honey.
I'm gonna have to try some of that. I'm not even a big wine consumer.
Yeah.
But I have to try that.
I like
That sounds
honey.
interesting.
Yeah, I love honey.
I like
So
honey.
yeah, so
Yeah, I do. I like honey too. Honey with the tea.
We're gonna
Even if it comes
charge
to
you
honey,
extra.
even if it comes to honey on
I
the
like
biscuit.
honey on
We're
the
gonna charge
toast.
you extra
Ooh,
butter.
honey on
Start to be
toast.
extra.
Charge
Honey
you
on
extra
a biscuit.
honey and berry.
That's all right. I like the infusion. I like the
yeah, it's a
combination.
really good infusion. So
I have to try that one.
Is it infused with weed?
not that one, but I'm sure maybe one day he
It's
will
possible.
experience it.
Maybe you didn't.
Like,
Maybe you don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's
If you can do the weed infused wine, that's an idea right
So,
there. And you have a patent on that one.
I would
buddy.
like questions. So, do they have makeup and Botox and all these other things that they're making with the cannabis now, or is it just only
a lot of
chemicals?
like shampoos are coming out with the hemp and with the cannabis. Also, yeah, I put CBD in like some of my skin relief, like oils, and for the face oil, I put the hemp CBD because it helps just like repair our skin cells as well. It helps with like scars, blemishes.
So, what about a lip balm? They make
Lip
that?
balms, yeah, lip balms with CBD in
Oh, yeah,
it
that's
too.
bomb.
Yeah, so it's cool being able to have all these different.
Wash your whole body down. Yeah.
Yeah, people make bath bombs. There you go, CBD bath bombs, so you can put in the bath and once it unravels, it's like you're sitting in mineral salts and CBD, just chilling. So there's ways to.
They done made it a long way
Yeah.
from just throwing the leaves. We used to throw the leaves in the bathtub. Just
Ultimate body
We
hop.
used to throw a whole bunch of leaves with hot water and have to fish it out at the end. It'd be green. The water be green,
Yeah,
dude. So you
that's
know it's
the
doing stuff.
best. That's awesome.
You just throw the leaves like the grass. You throw it all in there.
That's all you need. That's
A whole bunch of leaves in the water and take a bath in that.
Yeah.
Stains the whole tub.
It'd be like this. You better get out and put some bleach in there real quick. Now the company get it out, but yeah, it'll make you relax. You good? Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. So, you know, good little session, okay?
That was fun.
Yeah, you had fun?
Yeah.
You have anything else you want to include, Mr. Guest?
Oh, my guest appearance,
Yeah.
man. You know what? I'm going to just tell y'all like this. However y'all smoking this stuff, y'all just keep on smoking good marijuana. You feel what I'm saying? It's been a long time, man. Y'all can't, you know, you said 1966.
That's
So,
all right.
you know, he was smoking. It was coming rat poison, all type of stuff. You know, now it's, you know, it's I told you, now it's a culture.
We were supposed to what they call Bo,
yeah.
Sess, Hawaiian Gold,
Yeah.
Bobby Brown.
Now we smoking stuff that look like the
You
lake.
smoking Bobby Brown?
I don't remember though, but we smoked Buddha Thai.
No, yeah.
Oh
he was
yeah,
smoking
okay, I see
Bobby.
what you're saying.
He was smoking Bobby.
But I know you smoked some Bobby coming from
AZ.
His weed was
Nah,
smelling like gasoline.
AZ didn't come to the 2000s,
The
Tom.
weed was coming
That
like
came to the 2000s,
the weed
Tom.
was coming
If
like gasoline.
you smoked in
back.
the 80s, I know you smoked some of that Bobby Brown.
Yeah, nigga, it was
It's
by
a
the
trap.
It was in the trap.
It's
I
a
don't
fact.
remember no Bobby Brown.
You was in Pomona too? Yeah, you smoked that Bobby
How they
Brown.
used to have they used to have to get it
You
across.
probably just didn't know it.
They had
We
the
didn't
gas
know
tank.
that.
They had the
Yeah,
gas
you smoked
tank
that
around
Bobby
your time.
Brown.
We had that red hair Sess.
Red hair.
That was the shit that blacked you out.
That lovely.
That lovely. Oh,
That's
that's
lovely.
lovely. So I
Yeah,
know that's
also,
old
what
school.
is lovely? Lovely is something else.
Yeah.
In the 60s, that was
Oh, hey, I mean, they did. We came out the, in my days, you made it out our day. Because once the 80s came, that was it. Rap, that was it. If you made it out the 80s just on weed, you did good. You did good. The 80s took a whole that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother segment on this YouTube. Who made the ones that didn't make? I mean, prom queens and
Business owners.
CIF quarterbacks and
took down to the crown, huh?
Damn,
It went down, huh?
All stars.
all stars, homie.
That's when that flower. That's when that flower just the
Like
that
Lynn
flower
Bias,
just
they
came.
did.
I was about to say the dude that was going to the NBA.
Lynn Bias, homie, celebrate this.
Celebrating, got blew up his heart. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy, Tom.
And baby's running in the middle of the street, she in there smoking that crack, you know.
Pushing baskets.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That had to be a crazy era to
Oh, yeah,
live.
it was. It was very crazy.
Because y'all was the first ones to touch it. So
No.
that was the prime start.
Because the result of that is some of these people we see walking around here right now. That
Oh,
don't-
absolutely.
that these guys that make. So that's what we was talking about last time. And they, even though you didn't know they was a crack baby, because they don't look like a crack, they was.
It was not even that, but you can be affected by it. You can be affected by it.
Mama and daddy.
Grow up in a foster home.
He said the
That's
party
why-
hadn't stopped.
Marijuana baby and a crack baby. Two different kind of babies,
He
bro.
on a 60-year-old party outside. Yeah, know how to put that thing down.
But it was real good conversation because it sounded, I was just thinking about how we smoke marijuana. I have never seen guys, like in a bar, they drink, they tear the bar up, they fight, I never seen nobody just fight off weed. Never. I never.
He high. He got to go lay down.
I never seen no trouble.
That's
I never seen no trouble with marijuana. Like,
You
you know.
smoke some good shit. You ain't
Now,
gonna
them
do
other
nothing.
drugs and cracks and them, like that dude walking down the street earlier. Hell, what made him take that drug, bro?
Yeah.
Did you see that one dude?
Yes.
Just pulling his clothes off and pop locking and every damn thing. What made you want that drug, bro?
Marijuana is a real thinking drug, though. Too. It's like a medicine that makes you really think about what's going on. As soon as you hit that shit, you think, I'm telling you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't really smoke,
Man, listen.
but I think that there's a lot more dangerous things out there, like alcohol, and alcohol is absolutely legal.
Yeah.
And we're actually use it, responsibly, things like that.
Kids, drink water.
Drink water, stay
I think if
hydrated.
you use it
Drink your
responsibly,
hydration.
you'll be alright.
It's no way to really.
I
Are you trying to tell them how to
So,
use it?
what's your final thought on this whole conversation?
What was the question? I remember the question was about marijuana, of course, but what is it?
Is it the legalizing it, and how do you think it went from the, is it got a stigma still on it?
It's always going to have a stigma on it. You asked if I think it should be
Do you think
legalized.
things have changed from long time ago?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, when I was a kid growing up, the people that smoked marijuana were very discreet. You didn't really know too many people smoke marijuana unless you just happen to go on them. Your uncles, you might catch them at the back of the family cookout,
Right.
things like that. But you didn't really know it wasn't out in the open.
I say back in the day it was like more churchy, so it was like, people that was older. Now the way that the world is evolving and how the people are growing and the kids are coming up, like, kids are being, the parents are having the kids younger, and and the mind is still
I
on
think it's a lot
an
more
urban.
exposure.
It's more of an urban mind now. A lot of parents that's older is more of an urban hip hop mind, and that's what then took over. Actually, the hip hop with the rap and the culture and stuff like that then took over the whole marijuana culture. That's why I say it's a culture now instead of just something that you go out and you smoke. Because now you got your instruments and your tools, and a lot of people, they love that. They love to get their stuff and pack up to go to a concert and smoke their weed. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just not just getting high anymore. It's just like kind of like a, how you doing, friend?
I do
It's
think
more of a
it's more
friendly
of a
drug
culture,
that we all experiment with, to say hi.
We tend to learn, from whatever environment we're in, too. I think a lot more of the younger generation kind of glorifies it, and it allows their children at times, or the kids that they're around, to be highly influenced too. I remember, like I said, the first time I even experienced being exposed to marijuana was probably like early high school or something like that. But now, because again, it was more discreet. Even my brothers had smoked marijuana in high school, but they were more discreet, with their smoking. My mom wouldn't be around, they'd be outside somewhere, something like that. But now it's just so prevalent, you have, sixth graders, smoking weed, rolling blunts, talking about it, things like this are happening in
You got
middle
marijuana
school.
signs everywhere now in California, so
The stigma.
it's over.
Yeah.
To
So the
me, it's
stigma is kind of gone.
There's always a stigma.
Yeah, because the grandma
There's
ain't the
always
same
gonna be a
grandma. The grandfather ain't the
Grandma,
same grandfather no more. It's a whole different type of era. The grandma,
Now,
like
is there
grandma,
less
grandfather
stigma?
is
Absolutely.
from
And
almost
it's
38 to
in a
40
positive way,
at
right?
the beginning stage.
I think
So,
it's becoming more accepted. However,
Like,
there's always
accepted
going to
in
be
a
a
positive
stigma.
way.
There's always going to be
Yeah,
a
it's
stigma.
accepted in a positive way. I don't know nobody that
Right.
then smoked weed and turned into like some crazy person. So, it ain't like the other drugs. So, that's for
All
sure.
right. I think we got a lot of meat for the show, today, and I'm glad everybody came was able to participate.